Hello, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Stone, and this is spelling lesson number 25, sort 25. So you need your book, your workbook, your envelope with sort 25, and some colored pencils. So come back and start the video if you have not got all those things. Okay, now that you're back, if you were away, I want to talk to you a little bit about this lesson. I think that this lesson can be hard because this week we are dealing with silent letters, and silent letters are always tricky to spell words with silent letters. It's always tricky. So this one you're really going to have to study. I think once you know how to spell the word, the sort obviously is going to become easy. But these are words you just can't sound out because they have some silent letters. So let's take a look at our chart. We have words that are going to have a silent T in them, as in castle. We have a silent G, as in design. A silent W, as in wrinkle. A silent K, as in knuckle. A silent H, as in honest. We don't say honest, we say honest. And a silent GH, as in through. So those are our categories. So let's concentrate on the orange one first. So I want you to go through and I want you to look through your words and I want you to find the word fasten. Okay, like fasten your seatbelt. So you hear fasten. So you don't hear that T make the T sound. But you have to remember that it is in there. So what I want you to do is I want to look through your remaining words and I want you to find the words that have the silent T in them. Now, you're going to have to look at how the word is spelled in order to see that, hey, it has a T in it and it doesn't make a noise. So you're going to have to look through your words. So stop the clip, and when you have found the words that you think belong there, put them on your chart and we're going to come back and see if they're right. All right, now that you have the words that you think belong there, let's see. Okay, first, before you put those down, okay, I want you to take your orange colored pencil and I want you to highlight the T that doesn't make a sound. So, all right, now we're going to check and see if you have the right words. So you should have come up with listen, glisten, soften. Okay, glisten is like what the snow does, like a new fallen snow. It's real shiny and sparkly, like glisten. All right, so those all have a silent T in them. And so now what I want you to do is I want you to take your orange colored pencil and I want you to highlight all of those silent T's in all of those words. All right, let's take a look at the green column. These are going to have a silent G in them, as in the word design. So I want you to go through and I want you to find the word resign. Okay, resign means like to give up. All right. So if you look in that word, you're going to notice that there is the silent G. So you need to take your green colored pencil and you need to highlight that G that doesn't make a sound. Now I want you to go through the remaining words and I want you to find all of the words that have a silent G in it. Now make sure that you're looking at the column, the very bottom right column, that light orange or orangey color. It has a silent GH. Make sure that the words that you find don't have the GH in it, it just has the silent G. So when you're done, come back and we'll see if you're right. All right. You should have found the word assignment, campaign, and gnarl. That is a hard word to spell. If you've never seen the word gnarl before and somebody asked you to spell it, I'm sure that you would get it wrong. Okay, so those are the words that have the silent G in them. And you'll notice that we're not talking about where it has to occur in the word, because on gnarl, it comes at the very beginning. So I want you to go ahead and take your green colored pencil and I want you to highlight all of those G's that don't make a sound. All right, let's move on to the next column. We have the silent W. And I want you to find the word wreckage. If you'll listen, it makes the R sound, but it does not make the W sound. So that word is wreckage. So what you need to do is take your red colored pencil, and I want you to highlight the W in wreckage. Okay, now that you can look through your words and find all of the words that have the silent W. Now you're going to have to look at them in order to see if there's a W there because they're silent. So once you find the words that you think belong in the red column, come back to the video and we'll check. All right, now that you are back, you should have found the words wrestle, answer, and sword. That word is not sword. I don't know how many times I've heard people mispronounce that word. It is a sword. So the W in all of those words are silent. So I want you to take your red colored pencil and I want you to highlight the W's that don't make a sound. All right. Now we're on to, looks like that's, in my computer, it looks like it's a purple column. So go ahead and take your, this is going to be your purple colored pencil. I'm not really sure what I used on that next one. It may have been pink, but purple. So you are going to find all of the words that have the silent K in them, as in the word knuckle. So I want you to go through your words and I want you to find the word knowledge. All right. Be really careful with this word because a lot of times when people spell the word knowledge, they leave out that D. So it's L-E-D-G-E. Okay, so the K in knowledge is silent. So you need to highlight the K with your purple colored pencil. All right, so obviously your word bank is getting smaller. So you need to look in your remaining words, and I want you to find all of the words that have a silent K in them. You're going to have to look because the K doesn't make a sound. So you're going to have to look at the word. So when you're ready, come back and we'll see if you've got them correct. All right, now that you've found the words, you should have the word doorknob, knee pad, and knockout. So take all of those, take those words, take your purple colored pencil and highlight all of the K's that don't make a sound. All right, 2 columns. So you should be able to pair them up pretty quickly. All right, silent H, as in the word honest. So I want you to go through and I want you to find the word honor. Okay, so you go to the word honor. I want you to take your, looks like you can either use, I don't know, pink, or you can just use purple again if you don't have a pink. Highlight the H in honor because it doesn't make a sound. So you have very few choices left. So this should be fairly easy. So I want you to go through your remaining words and I want you to find all of the words that have the silent H. Now remember, just like the column up above, the green one, I said, it's going to have a silent G, but make sure there's not an H in it because it goes in the last column. Well, same here. It'll have an H in it, but make sure there's not a G with it because that's going to go in the last column. So go ahead and stop the clip and come back when you're ready. All right, you should have found the words rhyme, rhythm, and khaki. I still, to this day, have to look at rhyme and rhythm. Those are tough words to spell, okay, especially rhythm. So make sure you practice this week because there are some pretty tough words. So in honor, rhyme, rhythm, and khaki, I want you to take your purple or your pink, whichever one you decided, and I want you to highlight the silent H. But you're going to have to look because the H doesn't make a sound. Last column. This should be fairly easy. You only have certain words left, so they all go in the silent GH column. So I want you to look at the words thought, brought, bought, and though. All right? So look at the difference between through and though. Okay, there's no R in it. brought and bought. There's no R in it. Okay. And then thought and though, there's no T at the end. Those are tricky words too. So when you're listening to my sentences, when I give the spelling test, you need to make really sure that you're listening to see how I use the word. So not to get confused. All right, so then what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and take your orange colored pencil and I want you to highlight those GH letters. They are silent, but you need to do look at it and see because the GH does not make a sound. So this is a very silent lesson. All right, we have 6 columns. You're going to need to sort this week, and you'll need to know how to spell, obviously. But this is probably one of the tougher spelling tests that we've had, especially in a while. But this one's a pretty tough test because all of the letters are silent. You can't sound it out. So it's just kind of one of those, you need to know the patterns and you need to memorize how to spell it. So I want you to really practice this week. You can always come back online with me tomorrow, watch the video again, do the sorts again. While you're doing the sorts, I would suggest that every time you say the word, you spell the word. So like if I put down the word fasten, you go back through the lesson and I say find the word fasten. You say fasten, Fasten. All right? You might want to stress the silent letter, okay, like as in assignment, ASSIGNMENT. It might help you remember a little bit better. But I would say that out of all of those columns, that silent H1 is pretty tough. So practice, 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 and we will have a test on Tuesday, and I will see you on Friday.